Namaskar, a very pleasant morning. Warm greetings from DELNET Developing Library Network, New Delhi, India. Distinguished officials of Happy Project of Royal Thimphu College, Bhutan. Dr. Shiring Dhendu from Bhutan Project Management Team. Ms. Esther Den Hartog, the advisor, CI Center for International Cooperation, Vrije Universiteit, Amsterdam, Netherlands. Our most distinguished speaker of this webinar, Dr. Nabi Hasan, the head librarian, IIT Delhi. Esteemed library and information science professionals who have joined us from various institutions from Bhutan. Ladies and gentlemen, I, Dr. Sangeeta Kaur, Director DELNET, on behalf of DELNET extends a very warm, hearty welcome to all of you for the inaugural webinar session for transforming and empowering libraries being organized by DELNET in collaboration with Happy Project, Royal Thimphu College, Bhutan. The Happy Project, which is for qualitative research in higher education, teaching approaches for sustainability and well-being in Bhutan, is co-funded by the Erasmus Plus project of the European Union. At the very outset, I would like to place on records a very warm, sincere gratitude and thanks to Mrs. Kancho Pelzom, the Happy Assistant Project Manager for Bhutan, and Mrs. Esther Den Hartog of Vrije Universiteit, Amsterdam, for providing DELNET an excellent opportunity to organize a webinars for empowering libraries, for empowering and transforming libraries and research scholars in Bhutan. We are pleased to mention that under this initiative, DELNET will be organizing 10 webinar sessions, which will be on varied topics of varied interest to the libraries and for the library and information science professionals in the wonderful, beautiful country of Bhutan. We are commencing the series today with the inaugural webinar on emerging trends and technologies in library services, which will shortly be delivered by our most eminent speaker, Dr. Nabi Hasan. I have an immense pleasure in welcoming Dr. Nabi Hasan, and thank you very much for acceding to our request to be there with us this morning and with our very special colleagues, from Bhutan. And we extend a hearty welcome to you, Dr. Nabi Hasan ji, and thank you so very much for acceding to our request to be there with us this morning. I have an immense pleasure in introducing Dr. Nabi Hasan ji, a well-known name in the field of library and information sciences, and not only in India, but at a global level. I have an immense pleasure in mentioning that Dr. Nabi Hasan, a distinguished library professional who has an impressive track record of having received numerous awards and accolades for his contribution to the field. He is currently the head librarian at the most premier institution of India, that is Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, and has earlier served at University Librarian at Aligarh Muslim University. He's also the first Norman E. Borlaug Fellow from India, trained at Cornell University in US. Dr. Hasan has been honored with many awards, and just to name a few, includes FSLA, Engineering Librarian Award, Bonnie Heltec International Librarian Award, Royal Society of Chemistry Librarians Choice Award, Salins Dr. Harish Chandra Sushila Chandra National Best Librarian Award, SLA Asian Librarian Excellence Award 2024. He is also the 2024 President of the SLA Engineering Committee and a joint chair of the 2024 SLA Annual. He has published several books and papers, and he is one of the most outstanding library experts, in the country. It's an immense pleasure to have you with us, and thank you so very much for sharing your vast expertise and knowledge through this platform today. Thank you very much once again, Dr. Nabi Hasan ji. It's now a pleasure for me to request Dr. Shiring Dhendu, of the Bhutan Project Management Team, to kindly deliver an opening address. May I have a pleasure of requesting you, Dr. Shiring Dhendu ji, to kindly deliver the opening address of today's inaugural webinar of a series of webinar sessions which are being organized by DELNET Developing Library Network, New Delhi, in collaboration with the Happy Project at Bhutan. It's over to you, Dr. Shiring.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to make the opening remarks. Kuzuzambo and good morning, everyone from Bhutan and the colleagues here in Bhutan. I am Shiring Dhendu, serving as the Dean of Research and External Linkages at the College of Language and Culture Studies. And I am representing as a representative for the Happy Project at RTC and the other 3 colleges. I'm very happy to welcome you all to today's webinar session on transforming and empowering libraries in Bhutan. emerging trends and technologies in library services. It is really inspiring for me to see so many participants and passionate minds coming together to explore how we can shape the future of library services in Bhutan. It is a joint initiative, as Dr. Sangeeta mentioned, between DELNET and the Happy Project, and this is the first session in webinar, and there will be other series of webinar sessions in the latter part of the Happy Project. So to put it to context, for centuries, libraries have been a pillar of knowledge, culture, and community. And in space of time and rapidly changing world, libraries have also at the forefront of adapting to new technologies and trends to meet the evolving needs of our users. So therefore, we are here to explore the developments and the transforming libraries, not as a place for books, but as an inclusive, interactive spaces where knowledge, technology, and community come together. Whether we are an educator, librarian, to technologies, or simply an advocate for community learning, our role in this journey is invaluable. Therefore, let's make today a forum for sharing ideas, sparking innovations, and strengthening our commitment to empowering libraries across Bhutan. Thank you very much for joining us once again, and I wish you an enlightening and impactful sessions. And I would also like to thank Dr. Nabi Hasan for taking up this presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Shering, for an inspiring address, setting the tone of the webinar series, which we are starting off. And it has truly been a pleasure to have you with us at this very inaugural webinar session, which is also meant for strengthening the ties between India and Bhutan libraries. And we assure you from DELNET and from the entire fraternity of our very distinguished speakers from India that we are there, to move together, to work together in strengthening, the libraries, and this is indeed a wonderful platform, a wonderful opportunity, to strengthen the ties and also to engage in more knowledge sharing sessions. And today is a very, very auspicious day, and as we all know, also in India, we are just about to celebrate Diwali. So today is the starting of the commencement of the Diwali festivity, and that is it's a festival of lights, and we can relate it. It's such a great coincidence that we are enlightening, everyone, by starting off the series of webinar on the onset of this wonderful auspicious festival. And we extend our warm greetings to all our colleagues there, also in Bhutan, for a very, very happy Diwali. And let's take a pledge, through these sessions, that we will continue to illuminate, the lives of our researchers and scholars by providing, most enlightened services to them. So thank you very much, Dr. Shering. Has truly been a pleasure and honor to have you with us. And on behalf of DELNET and Dr. Nabi Hasan and everyone, we indeed remain much thankful to you for your very, very gracious presence this morning with us. It's now an occasion for us to pass on the baton to Dr. Nabi Hasan ji, a very distinguished professional, having such a global experience, and also a great friend of DELNET for years altogether, for decades altogether. Thank you very much, Dr. Hasan, for always providing your relentless support to DELNET, and we truly admire and always appreciate that. It's now a pleasure for me now to request Dr. Nabi Hasan ji to kindly start the deliberations. So I have given you the control now, Dr. Nabi Hasan ji, and requesting you. May I have a pleasure now in requesting you to start the deliberations of this very first inaugural webinar session, which is on emerging trends in technologies in library services. It's over to you, Dr. Nabi Hasan ji.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sangeeta. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Shering, for collaborating with DELNET and with Dr. Sangeeta. I think I don't know how you could reach, but you have reached to the right person, one of the most dynamic professional in India, as we know her from so many years, how hard she has been working for the profession. And this is truly a professional network that she's heading initially started for Delhi, then spread to SAARC countries. Now she's collaborating globally as well. So, uh, uh, am I able to share my screen? Are you able to see that? My
Yes, very
slides
much,
are
very
there,
much.
and
Perfect, very perfect.
the slides are changing as well. Like it is going to agenda as well. Are you able to see my agenda slide?
Yes, Dr.
Dr. Sandeep?
Nabi,
Okay,
it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
okay. So if there are any issues, please let me know. And I think I have time close to perhaps 1 hour. Uh, what about the question answer? They will be after the presentations. Okay. Dr. Sangeeta?
Yes, Dr. Nabi, sir. Yes.
Okay. So we will be taking the questions after the session is over. This presentation is over. Okay. Is this
Perfect.
so? Okay.
This
So
is
thank you
perfect.
very
Yes.
much, my colleagues from Bhutan. Thank you very much for joining this morning. And it is a great day in India. We are starting the festivities for the Festival of Light. And that is why I'm also in the ethnic or traditional dress, because we are going to celebrate it in the office as well. So friends, what we are going to do is that I have develop some understanding about the Bhutanese libraries or the status of libraries there on the basis of some of the contents which are available in public domain, in the journal article or somewhere else. So please excuse me if I am not able to understand properly, because my source of information was that literature. So what we will be doing on the basis of my understanding of the libraries there, I will be sharing my experience of working with Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, and using different tools and technologies. And also, I will be sharing what is happening in different parts of the world. The screenshots or the pictures or short videos that I'm going to share with you simply means giving you an exposure as what is happening in different parts of the world. It does not mean that we are going to implement that uh, in India or Bhutan immediately, because our requirement, our users may be different, uh, comparing user of the US or Germany or some other countries. So the purpose is to explore what is happening around the world, what are the emerging trends and technologies in library services. But of course, like we have to see our conditions and we have to adopt those technologies in our country, whether it is India or Bhutan, which are really suitable for our users. So our primary focus is are our users. We have to provide best services to our users. So this is my agenda, which I am going to cover in next 1 hour. Like I have developed some understanding of library scenario in Bhutan on the basis of the literature available. So I prepared this presentation during my long flight, and I hope I will be able to like convey my message, and I will be able to uh, engage you with this session, and I will be able to deliver some relevant content. Like we will be discussing how transformation is taking place in libraries and what are the challenges in this digital age, what are the different emerging and innovative library resources, services, and products, what are the new roles that we are supposed to uh, play in the change the library scenario. And I will be sharing with the help of a screenshot or maybe uh, small clips about different library services in IIT Delhi and also India and globally as well. And then we will be trying to justify our role. Is there a need for libraries and librarian in this current digital era? Because this is the question which is asked to everyone, that everything is available in digital form. We are able to access the library resources from home as well. What is the need of library? So my couple of last slide will try to justify our positions, what is the need of the library, and of course then we will be summing up, which will be followed by question answer session. I don't know much about the Bhutanese libraries, but this is some of the understanding that we developed. We have monastic and scriptural libraries, which are like homes of the Buddhist teaching. and of document and treasure texts related to Buddhist doctrine. Actually, you people have really some great manuscript and legacy that need to be preserved. Then your, as far as I understand from the literature, your school library system is very strong, and you had a national education policy of Bhutan from 1947 itself, including a statement acknowledging the benefit of school libraries. So I think that is very strong part of the Bhutanese library system. Then you have a National Library of Bhutan, which was established in long back with the mission to preserve the cultural heritage of the kingdom. Then you have special libraries as well, which work towards the different achieving different goal or helping people in achieving different goal associated with those libraries. So what could I could understand from like different contents, this is to my understanding maybe the status of libraries, which I will be discussing with you after the session, that the greatest thing about Bhutan is that uh, libraries play a vital role in preserving culture, supporting education, and fostering national goal for gross national happiness. So, what I could understand from your literature is you prefer gross national happiness over gross domestic product. This is one of the interesting things that I could understand about Bhutan. Then, of course, libraries have limited collections and maybe only recently implemented online catalogs to provide access to those collections. So slowly, the libraries are developing, and we have their unevenly, you can say, distributed expertise and library services, mostly located in the city area of like Thimphu. And I found from a recent study that only 25% of Bhutanese libraries offer digital resources, highlighting a significant digital divide between print and digital. And only 35% of Bhutanese libraries are staffed by trained professionals. So here our role is important. Dr. Sangeeta or DELNET role could be important to help develop skills in those areas. And I could understand that this JD WPL public library, the perhaps the only public library in Bhutan that has been operating for 4 decades in the heart of Thimphu city, and is well administered by the municipality. And then we have Royal University of Bhutan, which provide really good specialized services. So in fact, tertiary education policy of the Bhutan recognizes the academic libraries have an important position in the teaching, learning, research, etc. This is some of the status that I could know from a paper, which is a very recent paper of 2023. It is a Scopus Index journal, so it can be considered as a reputed paper, and it is based on the survey conducted on the Bhutanese libraries. Like uh, you have these many like school libraries or college libraries or special libraries, and then you have these many number of staff as well, as far as the country is concerned. And these are some of the roles and responsibilities of libraries as far as the survey was conducted on library staff, like what you people are doing in Bhutan as far as the libraries are concerned, like access to information, resources, and services is the highest preferable service that you people are providing. Of course, there are other services as well, as you can see on my screen. And these are the respondent. The survey was conducted on these many respondents, and these answers have come from you people only. And then as far as the library collaborations are concerned in Bhutan on the basis of survey, uh, these are some of the areas about which people talked about, like use of common in library management system, like Koha or something as well, has been given in one of the most important suggestion. These are some of the challenges of the libraries and library staff that are being faced in the Bhutan. And again, this data has come from you people only. like there is lack of professional development, there is insufficient library collections, of course there is a lack of ICT based services, and there are less opportunities for upgradation in the career. Of course there is a lack of qualified staff, etc. So this data has come from you people only, and this is the new data, this is not the old data, this is the data of 2023. So what could be the like future of libraries in Bhutan? I think that I would like to conclude in the end instead. But the purpose of showing this slide was to help you understand my understanding, because I may be wrong. I am a person sitting outside of Bhutan who developed this understanding on the basis of the literature available in public domain. So I think we need to do a lot as far as the national digital repository is concerned, because uh, Bhutan has rich monastery or other collection in the libraries, and that need to be documented, digitized, preserved, and presented to the world. And research for life as a lifeline to scholarly access, that national development require access to knowledge, and we need to have collaboration for improvement, like libraries around the world participate in collaborative arrangement. I think this happy project is going to help you a lot in your professional upgradation and in delivering better services to the people of the Bhutan. And I think we all are together to help you deliver services to your country. So now, with this background, I would like to help you explore what is happening around the world in the libraries and information services. So there is a lot of transition in the libraries, and our role is changing from custodian to information analyst role. And as far as this report is concerned, as you can see here, there is almost 80% penetration of technology in our library services. It means only about 20% of our services are traditional services. Otherwise, 80% of the library services have some influence of ICT as well. So there are challenges of the digital age for libraries and library professionals, because we are shifting toward use of ICT or more modern technologies. So there are 10 challenges, because the mindset of the user is digital. User is looking all the information in a digital form. So for example, in our case, even the students are requesting, can you please take a photograph of these pages from the book and supply us through WhatsApp? Or can you please scan these many pages and send us by email? So there is a digital mindset of the user. Then there are web, Google, chatbots, or intelligent and agents or IT people who are trying to replace the role of reference library. Then there is a complete shift of the information from print to digital to multimedia. When the people are preferring multimedia format as far as the information seeking behavior is concerned. Then there are smart value added services. People are trying to make use of AI or augmented reality, virtual reality. In some of the countries like US or China, people are also trying to make use of blockchain as well, or we are using Internet of Things as well for providing better library services. And our library softwares like Koha or any software that the Dell plus this DELNET people are providing, these software are now becoming library services platform. Like instead of having one software for one service, like for library management Koha or for institutional repository DSpace, people are trying to create library services platform through which we can integrate all these services, whether it is institutional repository or whether it is library management software. So different skill sets are required by different people, and we need to redesign library spaces as well. Libraries are no more the silent zone, but libraries are providing different type of services, and I will be sharing some screenshots with you. I will be using lot of like a screenshot so that it will be easy for you to understand. So, so we are working in a different type of libraries. We are dealing with different type of users. So our role or our skills or our competencies are required in different domains. Like a person who is looking after cloud computing services of a library may be known as a cloud computing librarian. A person who is providing networking services in a library may be known as networking manager, or a person who is providing specialized services, for example, to the people of humanities and social sciences may be known as humanities library. So I'm using these simple terms. Please excuse me if you are not able to understand any of the thing. You can always ask the question once our session is over. So we are trying to help in the accreditation. We are trying to help our college or institution or country in the ranking, and we are trying to contribute in whatever way possible as a librarian. So librarians are no more simple librarians. They have become important part of the society, and they are delivering different uh, aspects. So people sometimes are saying that, okay, what is the need of a reference librarian? We can search the information on Google. We can ask the chat GPT or Perplexity AI tool. So for example, this is one of the example. So we have engineering exam, entrance exam in country, and 100 questions were asked to the chat GPT, and chat GPT failed miserably. It was able to answer only 11 questions out of 100. In the same way, as I asked Meta AI, which is a WhatsApp based AI generated app. So I asked, who is Nabi Hasan, librarian? So it was not able to answer correctly because many of the affiliation he has the chat this AI shown are not related to me. Like I am not a university librarian of Indira Gandhi Open University. I am not a president of Indian Library Association. Also, when I asked what is one nation, one subscription to Chat GPT, it was not able to answer correctly. And so I think as a librarian, we can help here. We know how to provide really good and relevant information to our people. Even when we are asking something to Google, Google is providing you information from 25% resources only. It means Google is not touching 75% of the resources which are already available in public domain. So here the librarian's role is very important because librarian is able to help people get correct information using different searching tools, whether it is discovery service, whether it is the use of meta search engines or scholarly search engines. And please remember that the information or article generated through AI is discoverable by plagiarism tool. For example, I checked one of the content generated through Chat GPT by Turnitin software, and it's shown me 100% similarity. So I think librarian's role is becoming more important. So we are making a lot of use of API now because like API means application programming interface. The information that you are seeking is coming through some 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 middleman. For example, if you are going to a five-star restaurant and uh, you are ordering some food to the waiter, and this waiter is going to chef, and it is asking like prepare order number 15. Order number 15 is what? It may be butter chicken. Okay, so this chef will provide back the food to the waiter, and waiter will serve the food to customer. So here the waiter is playing a role of like API. So I think many of the information that we are getting, in fact, the latest version of Koha, which is 24, is providing you book details by simply putting ISBN using API. So I think in India, we have seen that there are a lot of ranking and accreditation challenges. And in Bhutan as well, this Royal Thimphu College had been ranked with A plus grade. So I think librarians are helping a lot in the ranking and accreditation. We are the people who understand how to play the data, how to play with the data. Means if you are able to present your data in a proper format, in a proper manner, then I think ranking and accreditation agencies are giving you really good grade. So your college or university may be very good, but if you are not able to present your institution or college good aspects, then I think you are missing in accreditations and ranking. So I think librarians are playing very important and key role in ranking and accreditation. Then research data management is the concept which is becoming very popular and where the libraries are playing very key role because it helps in many ways. It allows easy access and sharing. It enhances visibility of our research data. It helps in data management and data management of individual researcher and institutes. So it helps in many ways, including avoiding duplication of research and duplication of your profiles and visibility. So I think research data management is one of the important development in the library information services. Then data mining is also important. We have lot of data in our country, in our institution. We are generating lot of data, whether it is patient data, whether it is user data. The users are accessing lot of information. They are accessing lot of resources. So I think the libraries are helping in data mining, and this data mining aspects helps the libraries in many ways, like in collection development, in understanding the user behavior, in maybe information retrieval at what people are searching, what people are getting issued, and what people are interested in. So all the libraries are now creating spaces for our differently abled people, whether these are like blinds or these are physically handicapped. And in India, it is a government mandate as well to create spaces for our differently abled people. So I think this is also an important development to have such facilities in our libraries. Sometimes our libraries are great in heritage. For example, the libraries of Bhutan are having uh, are preserving rich cultural heritage. They have rare manuscripts. They have rare document hosted somewhere in the monasteries or maybe temples or some other places. So sometimes we are not prepared to protect our document physically and digitally as well. So I think libraries are now thinking is that in this direction as well, that we should plan for disaster management, like in case of physical disaster or in case of digital disaster, we are able to preserve our all the physical as well as digital heritage or document. I think if we are finding it difficult to like publish our papers in Scopus or Web of Science Index Journal, so I think preprint or eprint repositories are becoming popular, where we are uploading our content which may be published or which may be unpublished. And the databases like Scopus has also started indexing these preprint repositories. For example, this one archive.org or medical archive or bioarchive. These 5 repositories are indexed by Scopus as well. And even if you have uploaded your preprint on these website, you will get these citations as well. So libraries are now providing language support services as well. For example, in my institution, which is a very premier institution, the students are gifted. They are very great students. Still, they are not comfortable in language. I may not be comfortable in Bhutanese. You may not be comfortable in Hindi or maybe in my local language. So libraries have acquired expertise and softwares as well, which are helping them to like convert their thoughts, their research into text. So there are paid tools, there are free tools as well. For example, part of the Grammarly is paid, part of the Grammarly is free as well. Same way, Ginger is free. So in IT Delhi, we are using 2 paid tools, Grammarly and Quillboard. So both these tools have some free versions as well, which you can try making use of these. So now signages and digital walls are very important in different parts of the world. Like instead of getting a poster printed and pasting it somewhere, we are like using the digital walls globally so that we can change daily our mandate, our screen, our content. Like this is from Abu Dhabi, one of the top universities of Abu Dhabi, and this is again from Harvard and MIT, which I visited just last month. So I think these are important development in the library. So these are very research or serious academic or higher education related thing. But librarians are also helping in demystifying these type of concept, because many people do not understand G index. They may be understanding H index, but they may not be able to understand what is M index. They may not be able to understand how the value of a journal is identified, or how the value of a particular article is identified, even if it is not receiving any citation, or how the value of a institution is identified. How do I know that the Royal Thimphu College is a great college? How do I know that the National University of Bhutan is a great university? So I think librarians are helping in these aspects as well. So it is not only the citations which matter, but there are automatics tools or sites which also tells that the content that you are posting somewhere, they are also valued. For example, if you're writing something on LinkedIn or Facebook or on your blog, and people are appreciating it, people are downloading, reading, making comment, and that is, if that is of academic or research interest, that is also important, and that is also valued. So automatics means alternative metrics which are other than your citations. So I think libraries are now creating beautiful labs and maker spaces which are helping librarians engage with the users. This is from IIT Delhi Library. I found a sewing machine as well last month in the this Harvard Library, and there are these maker spaces. Maker spaces simply means, instead of like I am discussing with you by giving lecture, people are creating spaces in the libraries where people are learning by doing the things. So you are experimenting the things on your own, whether it is a studio, whether it is a sewing machine, or you are trying to develop something, or you are trying to make use of 3D uh, spaces. So I think there are a lot of common questions which are asked by the users online and offline. It is good for the library that they can identify all those questions from reference desks and other desks, and they can prepare answer to those questions. They can upload those questions on the website of the library, and they can also display those answers on the screen, or maybe interactive screen, or they can be printed as well and pasted as a printed poster as well. So libraries are also helping people in citations. Citations means you are submitting paper to a journal, you are submitting some content to a contributed book, or maybe you are publishing a book and you need to follow a particular citation style. So libraries are helping people that it is a very easy job by using some of the softwares like Mendeley and Note or Zotero or Simple Word. You can easily convert your references from work format to another format. Also, people are sometimes worried about similarity, like I'm going to submit my thesis or I'm going to submit my paper to a journal and I have 20% similarity or 30% similarity. So I think libraries are also helping, or librarians are also helping in understanding that there is a difference between similarity and plagiarism. So in social science, management, etc., there may be higher similarity. So this is basically similarity. This is not a plagiarism. So we can ignore this plagiarism thing by properly acknowledging, by saying thank you. If you are using the content of someone else, you can always acknowledge in a proper manner, and that is known as thank you. So I think library is helping in this regard as well. These are some of the smaller things we are doing, and like you can also do. These are some of the doable things which doesn't require any investment. Like you can consider take a book, leave a program. Like someone can donate the book to the library, which may not be added to the library collection, so somebody else may take it out. Then you can declare author of the week on the basis of the books uh, read by users of that author, or this week's top book, or most circulated book, or recently returned books. You can also institute a library best user award. The person who is using your library maximum in a year, you may give sub award, and you can also give appreciation to those users who are really helping you in running the good library services. So these are small doable things which you can do in your country as well. I think you all have now mobile devices. So instead of like providing the web address of your system like itd.ac.in, you can simply create QR code for all the applications, and people can scan the QR code and they can get the required services. They can visit the OPEC, they can go to library website, they can give their feedback as well. I would like to share some of the more case studies now. So this is my IIT Delhi Central Library in Delhi. We have 300, you can say in India, 3 lakh documents in printed form, and we have 37 libraries in total. I'm sitting in the Central Library, and we have 36 unit libraries. One library is in Abu Dhabi, which is our campus. We have 13,000 plus users, and then we have like 73,000 plus journals and databases. We have 5 academic tools as well, and you can see we are using only open source software. We have not purchased any paid software for library management. Like we are using Koha, we are using DSpace, we are using Coral. So we are using all these free tools, and we have all the state-of-the-art services in libraries here in India, Delhi, including RFID. So I think we are using discovery search, like all our resources are searchable through one search interface, and you can select here journal article, books. This is known as like discovery services. We have given a general search box as well, which is by default if you are using a open source content management system like Drupal. We are using Drupal, so it gives us search interface as well. We have linked all our resources through different platforms, whether it is our OPEC, it is our website, it is our institutional repository using DSpace, or it is our library app or our chatbot. So in Delhi, IIT Delhi, we are using a cloud computing service known as Badal. Badal means cloud. So it is a Government of India Ministry of Education cloud, and everything we are hosting there so that our data is secured. We are not maintaining any standalone server. So this is the like electronic resource management system that we are using in IIT Delhi. It is Coral, so it is open source, and it is very good for managing your e-resources, from like subscription to managing data usage and financial management as well. So this is the latest version of Koha that we are using in IIT Delhi library, and the great features of this latest versions are it has integrated e-resource management, and also it has integrated APIs as well. Means if you are just giving the ISBN number of the book in this Koha entry module or in the recommendation thing, then all the remaining details of the book will be fetched through this API. So this latest version of Koha has a provision of API as well. And like many of our faculty members or students are staying outside the campus, so we are providing them remote access. They can log in through institute credentials, and they will be authenticated by a system known as Shibboleth, which is again free, and they can access all our resources, including our Abu Dhabi campus faculty members as well. So this is our like RFID technology which we are using in the library, like our people traffic counter. Like when people are entering in the library, this is our RFID gate. If people are passing through this gate without getting the book issued, then there will be a beep and like alarm. Then this is the self check-in checkout machine, and this is our book drop box. This is the type of card we are using in IIT Delhi, smart card RFID. But I think my Cornell card of 2006 was better than the IIT Delhi card because it was having the monetary value attached with this as well. This is our like institutional repository that we are using with the DSpace 7.4. We are hosting thesis, institute papers, different file and other papers and publications as well. And I think one of the important thing for you in Bhutan is like if you have not created a digital archive for your rare manuscript and books or other important like artifacts, you can create a digital archive. You can digitize those things and you can use Omeka or DSpace software for hosting it. These are some of the examples from India. So in India, we have national repositories as well. We have various national repositories. You can also have, if you have not created properly, then you can take example from here. Like we have Shodhganga, which is hosting more than 500,000 theses, and we have other repositories as well for agriculture, like Krishi Course, or we have a metadata repository like National Digital Library of India. Then people are also creating research data repositories. Means the data that we are analyzing, we are publishing thesis, etc. But after that, our data is lost somewhere in the computer. So I think we can create research data repositories, and our data, which we have evaluated, can be used by later generations as well. And these are some of the open source software for building repositories. DSpace is most popular, but of course you can try some other softwares as well. So if you are receiving new books in the library, apart from displaying the books physically in one of the corners in the library, you can also display virtually as well, because all the peoples are not coming to the library, so you can display virtually. People can visit virtually as well. You can create a subject bibliography or subject guides for different subjects. For example, you can create subject bibliography or guide for Bhutanese literature, then art and culture, then the books available in the biotechnology or maybe in literature. So these are some of the important things that we can do using free tools. For example, we are using Subject Plus again, which is a free software for creating such things. Then in your library, you can also like segregate faculty and staff authored books. You can display those. People will be happy to see their books in the library displayed separately. Like this is from MIT, which I recently visited. This is from my own IT Delhi library. So in IT Delhi, we have successfully like delivered a online MOOC course on emerging trends and technologies in library information services. Currently, we are running another course which is on science communication. So these are the courses you people can also join, and there is a certification as well. If you want to get the certificate, that is also possible through some exam. Okay, but if you don't want to join the course, that is also fine. I have uploaded all the content to access freely. You can visit IT Delhi website, and all the videos and all the PowerPoint presentations are available here. So I think all the latest development which have taken place or taking place globally, those can be seen here using our free contents. This is our faculty profiling system. Like we have an Indian Research Information Network through which we can, for example, for Royal College Thimphu or for National University of Bhutan, you can create a profiling system and you can aggregate all the profiles of your system. And in that case, it will serve like a customized Scopus type of database for your institution, where you will be able to see only your institutions people and their profile. But if you are not able to create such a system, there is another protocol which is known as Vidwan. You can create your personal profile on a system like this, and you can integrate your ORCID ID, Scopus ID, or Web of Science ID, or Google Scholar ID, and you can see the real-time citations and publication details here. Some of the smaller things you can do, like you can create like digital newsletters which you can share with your people without paying any money. You need some efforts. You can fetch the data using RSS feed, and then you can bring all that information in a Word file. You can save it as a PDF and you can circulate with your people. It could be in English, it could be in your local language like Bhutanese. For example, this is for Hindi local language, and these are in other languages issued from IIT Delhi. This is the age of apps. If you are able to create app for your library or library services, people will be very happy to access your resources, services using their mobile device. Like this is the IT Delhi Central Library app, which is available on Google Store. And if your resources are copyright free, and if you do not have an copyright issue, then try to upload all the things on institutional repository, including question paper, including your handbooks and manuals, and people can make use of those resources wherever they are. We can have like video library services where we have the videos, we can host those videos there, and people can come and use it. You can create a small virtual library tours, so people, if they are not able to come to the library, or if they want to explore the library from outside the building, they can explore. And you can create these type of tours without paying anything. Like there are free apps, and these are AI based apps. So this we have created, we have taken photographs and videos, small, and then we have clubbed all the clips, and then we have given a voice using AI. So I think these are very simple things that you can do in your country. In the same way, I think the reels are very popular among young people like you, so you can create reels for your library as well, and you can uh, upload those reels on the website, and people can make use of those reels, and your library may become popular. So like in India is a very different type of country. We have different type of resources. The libraries are modern, but on the other side, people are doing great work in the libraries locally as well. For example, you can see people are providing library services using cycle or modified motorcycle or a scooty or a tempo, or maybe on a tram, or maybe on a boat. And this is the retired librarian who like contributed lot to the profession. He devoted whole of his life, and he was given one of the highest awards from India for his services, and he is a librarian. And this lady who provided library service using her scooty was uh, was appreciated by the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, in his one of his famous talks, Man Ki Baat. So, like in botany libraries as well, if one of the library is developed library, you can provide training support in different forms. Like in IT Delhi, we provide different type of internships and training. And if some of you are interested, you can come to IT Delhi, stay with us for some time, take training, and DELNET is next door, and it may be clubbed with DELNET as well. They have a beautiful guest house as well, and they are great hosts as well. So I think we can help you from here, and you can create such facility at your place as well. Then apart from like our professional thing, the libraries are also involved in literary activities, so that people are not bored, people are engaged. Like today also from 11:30, I have a Diwali celebration program where I will also be singing, and my colleagues will be showing their talents as well. So that way your the atmosphere of the library remains really great. So we are having a human resources management division as well in library, where we are trying to do lot of activities, engaging activities, and we are training the people from outside system as well. Like we train all the professionals of library professionals of defense and air forces of India recently in one of the program conducted for 15 days. So you people are also welcome to our places. We can train you for those many things. So we are trying to provide great research support services and outreach program. Uh, we can extend those type helps to you as well if you so require. This is our library app, and we have also developed our own chatbot known as BibDial Plus in IT Delhi Central Library. This is also again using open source software, and you can communicate with it. You can go to our web app, and then you can click this icon BibDial Plus, and then you can start chatting with it. It is maturing. Its database is not great. It is slowly trained on the basis of the questions that you are posing. Social media also has a lot of application in libraries, so we can make fruitful use of social media for providing services to our patrons, to connect our patrons. And then big data is also playing key role in predicting user behavior and in providing them smart library services, including acquisitions. Blockchain technology is not highly used in the library, but some of the countries, like including US and China, they have explored these type of services, which is highly secured, but it is a costly affair. Internet of Things is also used in different library application, including for book issue return, for tracking room usage, whether the hall is full or half full, or for monitoring the humidity levels as well. Augmented reality is becoming popular nowadays in the libraries. Like, this is from India only, in a South Indian library. So this person is not alive, Mr. Karunanidhi, and it looks like I'm sitting with him and talking with him as well. And this is the recent clip from my visit to Mohammed bin Rashid Library in Dubai, and you are feeling like you are with these guys, although I'm actually not there. So these are giving like immersive experience and great services they are providing. So with the help of AR, you can do many of the library things. In the same way, virtual reality, by using some of the devices like these, you can like provide great library experience. This is from IT Kharagpur, India, and this is from Harvard University, Boston, and this is again from India and Ahmedabad. So there are great uses of AR and VR in the libraries. Gaming is also becoming popular in the library. Gaming means you can create a game for the library. During the process of playing the game, the people can discover the collection of the library. They can discover the resources of the library. They can be asked to solve some of the library questions as well. And like, people are also experimenting with drones and UAVs in libraries. Like the libraries which are in a very congested city like New York, the books can be delivered using drones as well. Even people are using drones for delivering food as well, and these are some of the live examples. Okay, then I discussed about a library services platform, like having separate software for institutional repository, having separate software for library management. Like Koha, people are coming up with single software which can manage all your library services like X, like this Alma or Folio, and Koha is also moving towards LSP. Then there is lot of use of AI in the libraries for good purposes. It is very simple, like you are using Siri, or you are using Google, or you are using Cortana, and these are some of the important services that we can provide using AI. And AI, if clubbed with expert systems and robotics, can deliver great value for you. For example, these are the robots used in the Helsinki's Central Library, Finland, and they can identify the requirement of the users, and they can deliver services in different parts of the library. These are again some other robots which have recently been installed in the Finland's library, and they are like identifying and segregating the different books, and they are sending to different areas of the library, so that the human's role is minimized. And this is again another robot known as universal robot, which can like it has a arm, and it can stack book in the basement of the same Helsinki's OD Finland library. And these are some of the other like important robotic things using AI from NTU Singapore, or this is AI tool known as Temi. These are controlled by voice. For example, we are controlling through Siri, our iPhone, or maybe Google Assistant. And these are few of the robots which are used in the Yamka Public Library, or another robot known as Pepper. And this is Ansen, which is used in the library of the Conan University. It is basically a reference library which can answer all your queries instead of a human answering your query. And this is like two robots installed in the TP library, and they can scan your collection very fast. They can identify the wrongly sold books, and they can help you like provide great library services, and they are working very fast. These are actual videos, these are actual images which are actually being used by the people. This is again another robot which is very popular, and it is employed in the University of Pretoria, South Africa, and it can like answer many of your queries. So I do not have time. I have to conclude in next 10 minutes. Otherwise, I can show you these videos, and these are actually used. This is one of the most modern library which is using only like robotic things, Hunt Library in the North Carolina. And people need to just come to the library, and they can just give their queries, and like this is a small video. I don't know whether I have time or not. So this is the small video. It tells how books are delivered to the people in the library. You can select the book through the web OPEC or terminal, and the robot will find the book from the huge building, and the book will be delivered to the user within couple of minutes. So it is like these are basically, the books are not stored in the shelf. The books are stored in the boxes, because robot cannot like identify the book from the shelf properly. So books are stored in the shelf. So it is very simple, like how the robots are so this is a like book sorter, and also the another one is, so this is a book drawer which is movable as well. This is not fixed at one location. It can move to different locations in the library, so that people need not to take the books in the basket. Okay. So we have limited time. So this is one of the most modern and beautiful library inaugurated perhaps last year or this year only, Mohammed bin Rashid Library. It is a book-shaped library. I had an opportunity to visit this library uh, very recently, and it has robot and all the different things. The book can be delivered at any place. You can enjoy with this robot. You can discuss the thing. You can ask question. You can ask the robot to sing poem for you, and the books can be delivered anywhere in the library using these type of rails. How beautiful it looks, the library. This is the book shaped library, beautiful library. So if you are lucky enough to have a good library building like this one, Mohammed Rashid Library, that helps. So you can, if you are in the process of designing a good library building for Bhutan or thinking about this, you can take example from these slides, like how the entrance should be, or how the circulation desk you can design. What should be the type of racks that you can use, or children library spaces are very important in any of the library. If children are coming, their parents are also coming, and you can design quiet reading spaces. Some people are still coming with food and drinks, so you can identify some space in the library where the people can be given freedom to sit with food and drinks. And you can have the spaces like near wall or windows, or you can have collaborative spaces for discussion. You can have spaces with collections, and like you can have spaces near windows. You can also have garden rooftop reading spaces. You can have a library cafe with sitting spaces inside the library. You can also have green libraries where you can use solar energy or natural light for your library. Then all the libraries I found in the world have meditation, yoga, or prayer rooms, like photographs from Harvard and MIT as well. And if your library is close to nature, like University of Rhode Island, where I was last month only, and Harvard and MIT, that helps a lot. And then if people are tired and feeling unhappy, they can use the kinetic bikes in the library for some exercises. You can also have modifiable rooms. If you do not have many spaces, you can design spaces so that you can reconfigure the tables and chairs. You can also create virtual book issue return system where the book is issued for a week or 2 weeks and the book will automatically expire that the New York library is using. You can also have human library that like people who have lot of knowledge about a particular concept are discussing those experiences with the users in the library. And you can also classify the library services by type of people, like for a student or faculty or children. And like you can have international exchange program as well, like we have international exchange program with all the universities. I was in University College London for that exchange program. You may come to India for some exchange, you can have your knowledge enriched, etc. Of course, librarians help in data visualization. We can also help in improving the citations, and librarians help in increasing visibility and impact by creating profile on different sites. And if you are able to have some space on Wikipedia for your library or like your institution, that helps in discoverability. Then if sometimes you are doing some great work, but people are unaware of your great work, you can help make use of marketing things. And this is how libraries are important if someone is asking you, because libraries are the learning spaces which are helping in teaching, learning, research, and extension activities. Libraries are not simply books. And even if you have digital library, those digital libraries also need human time staffing to run these spaces. And library is visited by all the dignitaries, all the important people. So we should have a presentable library. Libraries serve the humanity, which will never fade away and will survive forever. And this is the recent survey which was conducted by one of the agency, and it considers the profession library at number 3 ahead of engineers and doctors. So I think this is a very trusted profession. The library profession is very trusted profession. And this is the like summing up slide, like the people who are saying that libraries or librarians are not required in the digital age. I would like to say that doctors are required, your faculty members are required. Some, suppose if you have some health issue, doctor is recommending so many tests for you, like blood test, urine test, CT, MRI, everything. You have report of all those tests, still you cannot recommend medicine treatment for yourself, despite there is a telemedicine. And also you have virtual lectures, you have YouTube lectures, you have virtual universities, you have digital universities. Still you need professors. So in the same way, as we need the doctors, as we need the professors, librarians and libraries would continue to serve, they would continue to survive, and they would continue to serve human beings. But smart librarians are going to survive with smart ideas for the services. So as far as my understanding with the Bhutanese libraries and my exposure to the global libraries, I would like to say that increasing investment in digital initiatives, training programs for library professionals, and community engagement could bridge the gaps, helping libraries better contribute to Bhutan's intellectual and social development. So I have taken content from different resources. I would like to acknowledge all those resources and people from there I have taken the help. These are some of the references that I have used for preparing my presentation. And I would like to close my presentation with this thought from the Charles Darwin, that it is not the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. So whatever could be your limitation, whatever could be your budgets, whatever could be your economic strength, so you have to be responsive to change as per your surrounding, as per your abilities. If you are able to respond to be responsive to change, that you can survive and you can deliver for the people. Thank you very much, Dr. Sharing and Dr. Sangeeta, for giving me the opportunity. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nabi Hasan. Yet again, you have demonstrated your wonderful, excellent acumen on the expertise on the field. Thank you so much for delivering the first inaugural webinar of a series of webinars which DELNET is organizing in collaboration with Royal Thimphu College. truly remain grateful to you for a very enlightening and an enriching talk that you have delivered. And though in a short span of an hour time, you could deliver such an excellent talk covering all concerns and showcasing the best. And that's again because you yourself have experienced that, you yourself have got that kind of an exposure at the international arena, and you have seen them yourself. It has truly been a great honor and pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so very much for sharing your wonderful expertise on this subject. And I'm pretty confident that our colleagues in Bhutan has got immensely benefited with these deliberations that we have been able to see it, and having this very highly knowledge engaging session. Thank you so very much, Dr. Hasan. And with your permission, I believe we have 20 minutes to go. We still have 20 minutes with us. So we would like to, with your permission, we would like to make the floor open now for questions. And this is now for our colleagues, for our very esteemed colleagues, who are there with us on this platform from Bhutan, requesting you, please kindly, the floor is open. If you have any specific questions, that you may like to ask Dr. Nabi Hasanji, please kindly raise your digital hand, and we will be really delighted, to get you connected. Even if you wish, you can send it across to us, your message in the chat box. You can type your message in the chat box, and I'll be more than happy to, ask the question on your behalf to Dr. Nabi Hasan, or you may directly can ask a question. You may raise this digital hand on the right-hand side on your screen. You'll be getting this digital hand icon which appears. So you can click onto it, and we will be really happy to get connected. Also would like to request you, please do kindly indicate any specific topic. When we talk about, you have seen, the emerging trends and technologies for in-person training, any specific topics out of this, that you think that we should lay more focus on, or maybe perhaps yet another webinar session on some more topic, which is more specific, in which you have a great interest, please do kindly let us know. We will really be happy, if we can have some interactions on this platform with our colleagues here. Can I request you, if you have anything to say, anything on this knowledge engaging session on this platform, because we would really like to have interactions with you. Anyone, if may like to do, because I'm afraid I'm not able to see any of our colleagues who may like to say anything right now. And this is, thank you very much. This is for Shavang Tashi, who has thanked Dr. Nabi Hasan for sharing your insightful knowledge. So thank you very much, Tashi, for giving us your inputs for this. But if you have any specific questions, you may please be most welcome to ask us. As a follow-up to this webinar, we will be sending it across to you in email, and requesting you also to let us know any specific topics that you may like us to take on further, maybe as a webinar, and also for any suggestions out of this particular session that you may like us. Here is a question coming in for you, Dr. Nabi Hasan, and thank you very much. This is from Sanu Samal. Thank you so much, firstly, for posing this question, and I'm just passing it on to Dr. Nabi Hasan. So thank you, Dr. Nabi, for the talk. How can smaller under-resourced libraries in Bhutan effectively adopt emerging technologies without exceeding their budget? Are there any partnerships or funding programs available? Over to you.
So thank you very much. This is very good question, which I think which may be relevant for others as well. So I think as I discussed, like many of the things are available in public domain, are free. So we need to put some efforts. Money is not a requirement for all the purposes. So for example, if you have some space, a cloud space, you are getting for hosting your server, even if you have a normal computer, which may be i5 or i7 starting with. So you can like install a Koha software, and you can start entering your library record. So that way you can provide like online public access catalog and the library automation services in the same system or support system. You can also make small repository using open source software like D space, and you can create a beautiful library page using open source software like Drupal. So I think in the same way, you can also start providing a current awareness services like news clipping or some news lead later on the basis of the content available in public domain. So I think these are some of the smaller efforts which can pay you a lot of reward uh, in engaging the people of your country, in engaging the users that you have. Also, like developing library is a network which is not supporting India, it is supporting all these SAR countries. They have huge resources, they have huge connect, they have huge databases. So I think whatever you require as far as the resources are concerned, automation or networking support is required. I think the DELNET is there to help you provide all those support. In fact, we are also sometimes getting support from them, whether these are like printed collections, books, or maybe like online articles or some digital or PDF copies. So I think you just think that I have to do, I will do, I can make the difference in my country. So I think that these all things are doable if you simply have internet connection and if you have a very good device, computer, and if you can get some cloud space, that will be added advantage. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nabi Hassan. And this is for you, Sanu Samal, as being indicated also by Dr. Nabi Hassan, that this networking that an organization like DELNET is engaged with for the past 33 years, connecting more than 9,000 institutions. Even in Bhutan, we have RIM as a member, Royal Institute of Management. And we are into the times when we have to not only build up these connections, but these connections has to lead to collaborations. Some very strong, meaningful work, collaborative works, have to be done, and we have to co-create that future. Dr. Nabi Hassan has just in the concluding slide have been showing that this change management, we have to be the agent of that change. And the more collaborations they happen, it's like the best practices someone has already done. Dr. Nabi Hassan ji has shown that what kind of things that they are doing it, which is really very pioneering things. Even in a country like India, when we talk about, they are setting in very best examples. So all of us, we are talking more of as a global librarians, as global libraries. So we have to work collectively, collaboratively, and certainly can bring that change and get inspired, by someone who has already done, and to have this more as a knowledge sharing platforms. It's not just simply engagement. It's more to do with the sharing of that knowledge, to have a more of an hand holding to happen. And yes, this is something which is doable, which is practically feasible enough, and we have to be together in this cause of it's more a global vision and a mission for the libraries and everyone whosoever is being connected to stay into that collaborative and network mode. So we assure you from DELNET, we assure you from organizations, leading institutions like IIT, that we are always there. Why we are being engaged, in this particular series of webinars. And also, we truly appreciate the efforts being made right by the Happy Project team over there, and also by the other collaborating partners, because we have to work together to bring that change. And it's like everyone is a winner in this, everyone is going to get benefited, and it's also more so for the global users that we are doing it. And we are very happy and delighted that we have today, embarked on a very wonderful, enlightened journey through this series of webinars that we are. And because let me also share with you that as a follow-up of this webinar, we will be sending across one small survey for all our participants here. Be very candid enough, be very frank enough in letting us know, because we would be happy to share those inputs then with the collaborating institutions. And you may kindly indicate, that what are those strong areas in which we really want to have some partnerships, you would really like to have more hand-holding to be done, and that would really be helpful to us in further devising, the programs, whether online or in person. So thank you so very much. I would would just quickly would like to mention before making the floor again open, I believe we still have 11 minutes more, Dr. Nabi Hasan, 11 minutes more we have with you, 11 minutes to be precise. It is 11:19 here in India. So 11 minutes precisely. I'm having also a look at the watch continuously. This is to apprise all our distinguished colleagues over here that the second webinar we are going to hold it, and this is a series on November 25th. Monday, November 25th. So we request you to mark your calendar, November 25th, which falls on Monday, on research data management. We are going to have our second webinar program, and that again will be 10:30 a.m. Bhutanese time. So we just want to keep it as the same timing so that it becomes easier for you to, remember Monday, November 25th. Let me also share with you that DELNET will be organizing on November 16th. Please mark your calendar because we would be sending you an invite also for it, and that's a program which is being organized in a hybrid mode. We have in-person, presence of the speakers, but also we have the program will be broadcasted online, and you can register for it. And that is an international symposia for managing rare and special collections, and also on UNESCO's toolkit for disasters resilience. And we have speakers, Mrs. Periasamy, Maggie Periasamy, the librarian at National Library, Singapore. So she would be joining us online. And we will also be having the in-person presence of our speaker, Dr. Heather Brown, who is an assistant director at Arts Lab Australia, who would be there in person. We will be sending an invite because many of you would definitely would like to, as Dr. Nabi Hasan also had indicated, about this disaster management, building up, resilience in the libraries for disaster management. You have special collections. We know that, ourselves that yes, and this is also to share that DELNET has been an organization. Our founding director, Dr. H.K. Kaul, visited libraries in Bhutan way back in the year 2008 and had submitted a detailed proposal to National Library of the Blind for National Library of Bhutan for digitizing their rare collections. And we will be really happy to have our colleagues, coming in from Bhutan for joining in. And whenever you receive any invite of any webinar, please feel comfortable in forwarding that to all your professional circles across Bhutan. We'll be really delighted because as we have been deliberating on, it's everyone week together, everyone to really get benefited. And as you could see, these are the international speakers again, and we keep on organizing a lot. So it's building up new connections, which definitely are going to lead for more better and more meaningful collaborations. And we have made a wonderful beginning today for which we really feel so very blessed, each one of us. So I would now like to quickly would be again making the floor open for questions before I request Dr. Shearing to give his inputs, further. Just quickly would like to request if you have any further questions. Also, let me share with you that this entire deliberations, this is also to get an approval from Dr. Nabi Hasan, our distinguished speaker. We may like to place this entire video lecture and most enlightened talk on our YouTube channel of DELNET, and we will be sharing that link also with each one of you, and you are most welcome to share that link again with other professional colleagues in Bhutan, and even those who have not been able to make it today, they are most welcome to view and get benefited with this excellent talk by Dr. Nabi Hasan. So also quickly would like to mention by your time, 1 o'clock, you will be receiving a certificate of appreciation for your participation in today's webinar, being issued by DELNET and by the Happy Project of Royal Thimphu College. I believe we don't have any questions right now, but we do hope that Dr. Nabi Hasan's most insightful and an empowering talk has left you with very new ideas. He has been able to sow the seeds for new thoughts, and which definitely in the days to come, would result into something more constructive. And so we really look forward to these continued dialogues and continued interactions, collaborative interactions. And practically, yes, all of us are more interested and inclined, and our concerted efforts to see to it that we bring in a change. And it is always a pleasure to remain in that collaborative networked manner, and we really feel very happy and delighted that we have got an excellent opportunity to initiate those discussions through this webinar today. So I would like to now request Dr. Shearing if you would like to give a concluding address to this. Over to you, Dr. Shearing. Could you please unmute yourself, Dr. Shuri? Yes.
Thank you. Again, on behalf of the Happy Project, I would like to thank Dr. Nabi for giving us an exclusive and insightful presentation on the library's trend and developments. As you have mentioned earlier, the library institutions in Bhutan has to be developed further. And then I would also like to thank Dr. Sangeeta for organizing the program. And then we also would like to look for continued collaborations and interactions further. As you have mentioned, we have series of webinar sessions, and I do hope everyone here in Bhutan will participate actively. And then I will also like to thank all the participants, my Buddhist colleagues. I do hope that you have gained some insights, knowledge, and what the situations and what are some of the trends that is emerging in the global world, and what we need to do to enhance Buddhist libraries the best of its potential. With this, I would like to thank once again Dr. Naveen and Sangeeta for having all of us here for the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Shuri. Your presence has truly been appreciated and admired. It was truly a pleasure, having you with us, and thank you so very much for making it visible. And I would also like to thank, both Dr. Our coordinators, who have been really quite instrumental, in helping us out. And we can never thank enough, both Mrs. Esther Den Hartog and also our colleague, Mrs. Kencho, who has been in continuous interactions with us over the past, not even weeks, it has been the months, that we have been discussing about. And we're really, very happy and delighted that we have made a beginning, what all of us, have eagerly been looking for. And yes, we have another, the series of programs, webinars that we have, which are being lined up for our professional colleagues. And it's always, we cherish and we always admire and appreciate, that, the efforts being made by the collaborating institutions and our colleagues, who have made it possible for us to have made this beginning today. Thank you so very much, all our distinguished colleagues from Bhutan. You have made, the day very, very special, and we really look forward, to coming back to you again. So we look forward to seeing you firstly on November 16th, and that program will be, because that would again be starting off 11 o'clock Indian time, which will be 11:30 at Bhutan. So please keep a note. It will be on November 16th. We are going to see you and greet you at 11:30 your time. Our time is 11 o'clock here, and that would be that program wherein we have speakers from National Library of Singapore, as well as from Arts Lab Australia. So please do join us. And then the second webinar will be on November 25th, which is on research data management. Please remember, whenever any invites are coming to you of the webinars, we would truly, truly appreciate that if you may just forward and help us in reaching out to many other colleagues there in Bhutan. And let's create that, a strong network of, the professional colleagues there. And the purpose is the same, to bring in the change, to be the partners in, bringing and reforming, our libraries. And yes, by that, it is contributing immensely to the society. So let's keep our commitment very high, and we are indeed so very happy. We remain ever grateful to Dr. Nabi Hasan. No words can ever express how grateful we always remain for you, Dr. Nabi Hasan, for your consistent support, and unwavering support that you always extend. We always greatly admire. May God bless you, and you keep on, bringing in the light in the lives of others. And we greatly, greatly appreciate and admire your relentless support to DELNET. With this, we are towards the closure of our first webinar, and we really look forward, eagerly looking forward to welcoming you back again on November 16th, and yes, again on November 25th. So mark your calendars. November 16th will be 11:30 a.m. Bhutan time. November 25th will be the 10:30 a.m. Bhutan time. So please mark your calendars, and we really look forward to having you back again. God bless you all. Thank you so very much indeed. And it has truly been a memorable day, and and a wonderful beginning that we have made today. A beginning, which will definitely be able to bring in, that change for transforming and empowering the libraries and the users communities, and we all together are going to work for it and bring in that change. Thank you so very much. Indeed, a great honor and pleasure for DELNET, Developing Library Network, New Delhi, India, to have partnered, with the Royal Thimphu College and also the, the other collaborating institutions in organizing today's webinar session. Thank you very much. Be happy has been a proud moment, to be partnered with the Happy Project of the most happiest country in the world, Bhutan, and let's continue our commitment, to work together. Thank you very much once again. I'm wishing you all a very happy, the festival of, the lights, the Deepavali, what we call here the Diwali. And yes, indeed, we have made such an illuminating, beginning today on this auspicious occasion. Thank you very much, all of you, and we really look forward to having you back again. Namaskar.
Thank you, Dr. Sangeeta, Dr. Sharing, Happy Project, all of you, those who have joined from Bhutan. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hasan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Sharing. Pleasure. And thank you so much, each one of you. May God bless you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you. My special thanks to my colleague Kushal, who has been really helping out in carrying out our webinars over here. So thank you very much once again. Thank you. Thank you very much.